Well, hello friends. Welcome back to browser hacking. Today we are going to make some image context menu stuff. So when you open some page in a browser that has an image, it's nice if you can right click on that image and choose stuff like copy image location, open image in new tab, maybe even save image as, copy image, all kinds of nice things. So today that's what we're going to do. We're going to make some kind of image context menu that shows up in the web browser. So let's go and take a look at how context menus work currently. So currently, the UI layer of the web engine implements a page client, and a page client is sort of a client to the engine itself. And then there are two ways of implementing the page client. There's the single process way and the multi-process way. So today we're going to do this in the single process way, just because it's a bit easier, because then you're all in one process and you don't have to send IPC messages to do things. So just to get the feature going, we're going to do the single process version. And if we look at context menus, we have page did request link context menu. So that's when you right click on a link, we will the web engine will fire out this request to the page client, and then in the UI layer it will do something with this request. So I think what we're going to do today is we're going to add a new variant of this that's, instead of a link context menu, it's an image context menu. I feel like that makes sense. And of course, there could be an image that is also a link. So I guess really, like, image context menu is kind of a superset of link context menu. Anyways, we'll just go ahead and come up with what we want to pass to this guy. So this is the location in the document where we're clicking. This is the URL, so I think we'll keep the URL. That would be if it's a linked image. And again, link target modifiers, that's like Control Alt Shift, a bit mask of those. So really what we want to do is wait, what happens when you right click on a link here? We have open in new tab, open, copy link. Yeah. So we kind of want similar setup, except we also want copy image, so we put it on the clipboard. And of course download can be a thing as well. So I'm kind of wondering, maybe this thing should just have a flag that says that it's an image, but we want to have copy image. How do we implement copy image? We need to get the image somehow. And if we're only caring about the single process world, it's easy to get the image because we can just reach through the pointers down into the engine. But if we're trying to plan ahead for the multi-process world, where the image will exist in the web content process and then the menu is being shown in the UI process, we won't have easy access to the image. So maybe it's better in that case to send a request from the UI process to the web content process saying, like, hey, that image that you told me about, can you copy that to the clipboard? But maybe it's better if we send the image across and then only access the clipboard from the UI process. Maybe that's, I don't know if that's better. It might be nice if we don't have to have clipboard access in the web content process. I feel like clipboard access shouldn't be so like high throughput that is a performance concern that you would do it in the UI process and then not marshal the things across the process boundary. But anyway, now I'm getting into multi-process stuff when I just want to do the feature. So let's see. Let's go with image context menu, and for now, we will just pass these things, and we can add more info later. So let's see where these are implemented. So we fire this callback in event handler mouse down. So when you mouse down on a link, then this happens. So I think what we should do is after we do this, we should see if there's an enclosing image element, or if you're hitting an image element, basically. So if it's a linked image, we would be here because we're still getting an enclosing link. Oh, wait. Let's see. We're gonna have to do the check for the image first, I think. If is HTML image element node, so we hit an image. Okay, then it matters less about all this stuff. Let's see. So we should only do this if it's a right click. So if button is right and you're hitting an image element, did request image context menu, and then the main frame position of the event position, the URL, we don't know the URL yet. So downcast. And then, oh, we can't see that from here. Okay, so source of the image, the target, let's just ignore that for now. Okay. Yeah, because what happens here is that if you right-click on an image, then we don't care about any kind of event. I mean, we don't care about link navigation stuff because we're not going to navigate. And we've already done event dispatch, so that part is fine. And we are strongly holding on to the node with the ref pointer, so it's all good. Okay, so yeah, let's see if we can roll with this. So let's go and implement a bunch of these guys, starting with the in-process web view. This is the single process variant. This is where we override all of the page client virtuals. So image context menu. Okay, in-process web view, context. Okay, so that just invokes, or like it fires a hook. So that's really simple. And then it's up to the embedding application to make use of this. So on image context menu request, and then the browser implements this. Yep. Because the web view widget does not implement the context menus. It's just that's something you have to do in the application if you want context menus, because you might want to embed a web view that it doesn't have context menus. For example, if you're just using it to display rich text or something like that. so that's why it's customizable. Okay, and then this would be a separate menu, so not the link context menu, but instead the image context menu, let's say. And I'm a little bit unsure what we're copying here. We'll see when we start using these, but we'll start with this. And image. Okay, so link context menu. Where is this thing built? Right here. Okay. Its name is suspiciously generic, so let's see if we can do the same thing here except differently. Okay, and then here, link, image, step. So this one will be like copy image location. And we would have open image in new tab. Maybe just open image. Okay. And for that one, we can just use on link click. Like if you want open image or open image in new tab, that's the same thing as like you would click on a link, right? Like we want the same behavior. So we'll just fire the on link click hook in those cases. Copy image location just takes the image context menu URL that we stashed away, puts it in plain text on the clipboard. Seems fine. And download should probably be something more like save image as, or but let's see what happens if we try to run this stuff. Okay, so here's our menu. And open image does this, which is not what I wanted. Okay. Going back, goes back here, also not what I wanted. Okay, open a new tab, opens this in a new tab, that's not very good. Copy image location, what is that copy? This, okay, so, oh, we had a crash. What was that about? Update cursor. Handle leave event update cursor. It's a null pointer deref. Well, that's pretty nasty. In libgui. What's that about? Hovered widget. It's probably a weak footer, yeah. So if you have a hovered widget, but wait. Pointer is hex 80 from null, okay. So is this, I guess, you know what, let's convert that to a line number. Okay, well that's not super helpful. What about this one then? Widget 353. Hide tooltip. I guess that's where we would return to. Okay. Okay, I'm not sure. Unless this comes up again, I'm just not gonna dig into it anymore right now. So, why is the URL coming out all wrong? On image context menu. Oh, I guess because we never pass along the URL. Right, because it should be the URL of the image. See, that's what we needed to do in the event handler here. We were not passing the image. Oh wait, this is the target. Image element source. That is the source attribute, which would presumably be something, but I guess we do need to resolve that into a full URL. So let's say image element document complete URL image element source, and then we will sling that along instead. Because URLs are going to be relative all the time, right? Like you have image source foo.png, and you want the full URL when you're copying something to the clipboard. So yes, there we go, banner PNG. Okay, so open image, ta-da, and open a new tab, ta-da. All right, cool. And what happens if we download it? Oh, it comes up in this dialog. That's pretty neat. We need to, this animation needs to be updated a little bit. Should probably work a bit more on the download dialog, actually. But it did save to our downloads folder where we can open it. Very cool. Okay, so open image is the default action. So I think we shouldn't have a default action here, because the default action is supposed to be like, what happens if you double click or like default interact with something? So like single click on a link or double click on something in the file manager. So like here, if I double click on this, the bold action, the default action, indicates that double clicking will open it in QuickShow, which as you can see it does. But here, clicking on the image does nothing, which is what I expect, but therefore we shouldn't indicate that something would. So where did I put that? In browser tab, CPP, image default. Yeah, so we're just gonna just not gonna hold on to that, and then that means that we can just do this and that, this, that, and we just nuke that thing, right? Because the image context menu does not need this thing. Okay. Just going to rename this to image URL here for clarity. Okay. And then I think we'll just let the download functionality work as it is for now. That's something that we should unify and make better later, to do stuff like prompting for a file name. But I feel like that doesn't really need to be work that we do here. Although I do dislike that we are duplicating this functionality, so at the very least, I guess we could make a start download helper or something like that. And it would take the URL, so the mlink context menu URL, and then the rest can just be part of that. Okay, so start download. Can this go here? Start download. Yeah, because it just makes a new window, and then we leak that window, which is not super beautiful. But it's not entirely clear who should hold on to it. We probably want to have some kind of download manager that manages these. But right now we don't have that, so I think actually it would be nice to have an out-of-process download manager so that we can just tell that to manage this download and we don't have to keep track of it in the browser. But that's a topic for a different video. So we'll just do that. Same thing here, start download, image context, menu URL, and boom. Okay, so that's a bit better. Now, I want to have copy image to clipboard because I feel like that would be a kick-ass feature. So copy image location, I just put him right here, copy image to clipboard. We have set bitmap, yep. Okay, so here, if we are in single process mode, then, wait, how do we find that out? Page view. Wait. We have M type. In process web view. If it's an in process web view, then it's very easy, this whole thing. So else assert or to do, let's say, because we didn't implement that. But if this is in process, then how do we get to the bitmap from here? I mean, we don't have that information. We have the URL. On image context menu request. So like this is what we get from the engine. We get the URL and the screen position of the context menu request. Stash away the URL. Oh, I know a cheesy way that we could. Can we turn it into a data URL? Wait. Oh. If we could turn it into a data URL, we could just pass it as a string. That's a little bit gross, but it would also be very easy. I don't love that architecture though. Or do I like the simplicity of using a data URL for this? Part of me does. But it is kind of silly and inefficient. But it's user interactive, so maybe it doesn't matter so much. Anyway. Okay, do we have a way to make a data URL? How do you make a data URL? It's like data : text, or no, it would be image PNG, for example, right? And then like the data, or is it what, base 64 the data or something like that? Okay, so we have some data URLs here in the web server, right? And then that's just base 64 encoded raw PNG data. But the bitmap that we have is already decoded. Maybe we should send it as a shareable bitmap somehow. I don't know. Now I'm overthinking this. I guess if I want to instruct the web engine to copy this thing to the clipboard, I would have to tell him some kind of ID for this image. So the web engine would need to track an ID for every image that it sends across, but then like you have to hold on to that ID because maybe a request to copy it will come later after the image disappears, and that's like no. Okay, what's the way forward? Why am I stuck on this? Like, I can't decide on a good design. Or it's like, what is the good design? A good design is multi-process friendly, so it would optimally it would allow us to send a handle for shared memory across and a shared bitmap. Yeah, a shared bitmap is what we want, really. So maybe let's just do it the nice way. Shared bitmap, that will actually work both in the single process and multi-process situation, and we just have to make this guy here receive a shareable bitmap. I guess we can just do that. Shareable bitmap. Yeah. Fine, I guess. Or let's do it this way. Shareable bitmap. Context menu bitmap. Graphics, shareable bitmap, image, context menu bitmap. I don't even remember how that API works because it's been a while since I used it, but we'll figure it out. Okay, so now we're stashing that away. Fine. And oh wait, where did we shoot this thing off? Here. So I guess the page did request image context menu is gonna need a shareable bitmap as well. We'll just give him a bitmap and then he can turn it into a shareable bitmap. And oh, and this has to be able to be null actually if you're clicking on something that something where we couldn't load an image, for example, and you're still right-clicking on it. So in process web view, page did request image context menu. Yeah. All right, and then let's see. So if we don't have a hook, fine. Shareable bitmap. Now we're gonna have to remember how this API works, but it's probably not so tricky. Does that take anything? Let's go look. Okay, so you can construct it from either a null one or an empty one, or you can construct it from a graphics bitmap. And if you construct it from a bitmap, it will do this. Okay, well that's perfect. Okay. So shareable bitmap is kind of a convenience class for creating bitmaps that you can access from two processes at the same time, which is exactly what we want in the out-of-process WebView case. But we're just going to do the same thing here in the in-process WebView because that allows us to keep a uniform API. I guess I was looking for a shortcut before, but it's probably going to end up easier to just do this the proper way anyway. So it's all good. If bitmap, then shareable bitmap is something like that. Can we do that? And then we pass shareable bitmap. There. Okay, so you tolerate that, although the thing I'm overriding needs to be updated. Yup. And then here, just get the bitmap from the image element. It's easy enough. Okay. Copy image to clipboard. Wait, that's not doing anything yet. Or is it doing something? No, I'm not, it's not doing anything, right? So what we want to do here is that if we have a image context menu bitmap, if it's a valid one, then we want to move that to the clipboard. So image context menu bitmap.bitmap. Oh, okay. Copy image to clipboard. We did set some kind of image, so let's go and take a look. If we open up Pixel Paint, paste, and look at that. That's definitely the image that we copied. So that's awesome. Now we can copy images from the browser. I feel like we should have some more separators here, or somehow this menu feels very cluttered. It should probably have some icons. Like, that doesn't feel good. The lack of icons. Maybe we should use these. I don't know. Something we should figure out. But open and copy, let's separate those. It feels so weird that they're mashed together. So we'll just, after the open image in new tab, we'll just do this. Context menu, add separator. I think we can do the same up in the link context menu between the open and copy actions. Even though there's one less copy action for regular links, it's still, I think, nicer to separate them. So like here, or yeah, this still feels nicer. Copy image. Maybe it should just be called copy image. And copy image URL. Tweaking the little things here. Yeah. I wonder if it would be nice to have some kind of visual indication in the clipboard history applet here that like you copied something new. It would be kind of satisfying if like when you copy something that it would flash or whatever, just to indicate that something was copied. Because that's something I think is like missing everywhere. Like you never get told that you copied something. I guess it's something we just take for granted, but wouldn't it be sweet if something really subtle happened? I don't know. It might be. Or maybe it would be annoying. I don't know. Something to mess with, maybe? Anyway, let's test this out somewhere else. Let's go to Google. I still need to fix this layout. Okay, so let's copy this image, and let's see. Yep, definitely works. Very, very cool. Let's put some blue in the yellow. And some yellow in the blue. I don't know why I did that, but, but that's cool. It's cool that it works. Okay. Let's try to download it. Okay, so Yeah, showed up. Looks a little suspicious with the black here. Also, is that a GIF animation? Is it PNG? Wait, so there's a GIF somewhere animating, I guess. Oh, wait, it's probably the download window. Oh, yeah, right. Oh, that's so silly. Because, like, check this out. So I download something, and then this animation here is going, right? But then when I close this thing, the animation is still going because we leaked that dialogue. So we see the animation progressing here. That's a bit silly. Anyway, that's an issue for another day. So let's see, what have we done here? So we've one thing is we've abstracted out or we've factored out the starting of a download to its own function. I think we can add that separately here, so let's do that first. Because this is just improving the link context menu. Browser. Move the opening of a download window to its own function. This should probably grow into a proper download manager at some point, but for now let's at least move it out of the context menu callback. Okay, and then the image context menus, we need to send those out from the engine, so I guess we can add all the libweb stuff in one go. Add a page client callback for image context menu requests. Right-clicking on an image might, when the user right-clicks image, you might want to show a special another or a special context menu separate from the regular link context menu. And then here, oh wait, actually, let me amend that and say this patch only implements enough of the functionality to get this working in a single process context. And then browser, add in special context menu for images. Now, right-clicking on an image allows you to open that image in this or a new tab. In this tab or a new tab. You can also copy the image URL and even copy the image itself to the clipboard. Copying to the clipboard will not work in a multi-process context yet, since we need to send the image bitmap across the XC boundary as and this patch does not do that. Okay. Anyway, I think this is still pretty good progress. So let's recap. Now we can go into the here, and I can right-click on this thing and open it in a new tab. Totally works. Here I can totally download it, and now I have it here. And if I wanted to copy it, then it also works. Very, very nice. Okay. I think that's gonna be it for today's video. So if you made it this far, then I thank you for watching and for hanging out. And I hope you saw something interesting. I think it was definitely the right approach to just go for the proper shareable bitmap design right away instead of trying to find a shortcut that would somehow allow me to hack around this instead of doing it properly. I find very often it's like that it's better to just do the right thing right away. Saves you time anyway. So I guess this is +1 to that theory. Anyway, thanks for hanging out, and I will see you next time. Bye.